Hey guys, welcome to the first edition of Gunflint Farms. The name might need a little bit of work, and the intro is definitely going to need some work, but the premise here is that I am now living back near home in Minnesota, and I've got a lot easier access to the family tree farms where all my lumber comes from. Right now I am homeless and shopless, but we're in the middle of trying to buy a house, so that's going to change really soon. But in the meantime, I figure I've got a lot of work to do here on the farm, so why don't I bring you guys along for that? So the channel's still going to have the regular project-based videos where hopefully on a more regular basis now I'm going to have a start to finish complete project with plans and, you know, stuff built in the shop. But in addition to that, I wanted to bring you out here to see what the tree farm is like and show you the work that goes into actually trying to raise trees for lumber. So today my dad just took off on the four-wheeler. We're gonna go start a little bonfire. We've got a bunch of brush piles that need to get burned up, and while we're sort of tending to that, I think we're going to cut down a bunch of the straggler walnut trees that are close to the burn pile and get them all cleaned up too. So yeah, let's go check it out. So here's a little brush pile that we're going to burn up today. It's because of the fresh snowfall, it's going to take a little bit to actually get it lit and get it burning, which is a good thing because we don't want it to just go up all at once really dry and hot. The fresh snow will keep everything around it from catching fire. And Dad's going to use what he calls his big match to get it lit on fire here. The other thing that we're doing is the wind is coming out of the south right now, and so we're going to start the fire on the south side of the pile so that it's fighting the wind to burn into the actual bunch of wood, versus if we lit it on the other side, the wind would be assisting it and actually blowing it hotter faster, and we don't want that. Is that a homemade match?
What's that?
Is your match homemade?
Homemade? This is Harbor Freight, 25 bucks.
Well, our first project for the day is going to be to cut down a tree over here on the walk in. My dad noticed a dead Norway pine that he didn't know was there, and that's going to make for some really good firewood. So, as long as we're here close to the fire, we're going to cut that down and cut it all up and make it ready for firewood. That bigger one right in the middle there is a dead Norway pine. It'll be pretty easy to take down. With all these trees around it, it's pretty likely to get hung up in the branches, but that's okay because it's going to want to tip away from us right now, and then we'll just grab the bottom with the chain and pull on it, and it'll fall right to the ground. At least that's my prediction. We'll see what happens. So right away here you can see me kind of walking around it and looking around quite a bit, and that's so that I can try to make sure I know where it's going to land. Now with this tree, it's not that big of a deal because it can't hurt anything, but I want to just practice and make sure I'm trying to make it fall exactly where I want it to. So briefly there, you saw me put my back up against the tree. That way I can kind of sight and figure out where I need to cut this wedge into the base. This ends up being pretty physically demanding work, so it's very important to stop and take a donut break once in a while. Okay, back to work. While I was out screwing around, Dad went and got his tractor out so we could start splitting the wood. He's got a log splitter hooked up to the hydraulics on the back of his John Deere here, and that makes it really easy to just split a lot of wood in a short amount of time without a lot of effort. While Dad was making short work of the firewood off the back end of the tractor, I was loading the front end with all the dead brush and branches and stuff that came off of the tree. I would say that the forks on the loader of this tractor are actually one of the most used pieces of equipment that we have. It makes it really easy to pick up a mess like this and then just go drop it on the fire later. Once again, we'd been working awfully hard at this point, so we decided to switch to a task that was a little less physically demanding and tended to the fire for the rest of the afternoon. Well guys, that about wraps it up for today. I've got to get back into town and get my kids picked up from school, but we got a lot done today. We got the brush pile burned down to just nothing. We've got that dead tree taken care of, and in the process we got it turned into a bunch of firewood, so this will keep some people warm for a couple of days anyway. Let me know down in the comments what you think of this, what you think of the format, what you think of the tree farming lifestyle video over being exclusively project driven. Now keeping in mind that if you don't like it, I don't care, and they're going to keep coming because this is what I enjoy doing. So if you do like it and you have specific questions, things you'd like to see other than here's chainsawing today and here's a fire tomorrow, and you know, we're gonna get the sawmill involved, we're gonna get a lot of stuff done around here, there's a lot of general upkeep that I'm gonna be a part of now. So if you've got specific questions, I'd love to answer them. Maybe make a future episode out of it, make a point of getting some of that kind of stuff on the camera. But anyway, this is going to be kind of fun going forward. I hope you guys like this, and we'll see you next time.